Welcome to the world united. Welcome to the world united.
May I now welcome Ms. Macaco Tamerice to please present us on personal growth in a spiritual community. I request Formika to join her. We are waiting and the plans are waiting. Stage is yours.
So, there it is. Hello everybody, Namaste, Om Shanti. And before starting, we would really like to express our heartfelt thank you for Ms. Dr. Yugandhar and Mr. Sri Kartikeyan for organizing all this amazing event that will be for sure a milestone in changing this world.
And we would like also really to say thank you to all the volunteers, all these young people that have done so much for all us. And they are the future of this planet. So really thank you for your concrete help.
Well, we are here to share a very interesting experimentation with you.
Well, first of all, this experimentation comes from Damanhur. Damanhur is a federation of spiritual communities located in northern Italy, where lives almost 600 people. Our aim is to create a new society based on spiritual and human values, solidarity. We believe that also a small group of people can really change the world with many others, as we are learning from this beautiful spiritual parliament.
And you might have asked yourself also about our names, because her name is Formika Coriandolo. Formika in Italian means ant, and coriander. And my name is Macaco, which is a monkey, and Tamerice, which is, no, don't put it on yet. Thank you. Not on yet. Okay. And my name is Macaco, a monkey, and Tamerice, which is a plant. So this is because in Damanhur we really like to play on one hand. So we are a spiritual community. So a spiritual community inside a spiritual path, very often people find the necessity to change their names in order to get rid of all the old overstructures and things and to start from fresh. And so did we. But we also wanted to really express our closeness to nature. And so this is why we have chosen to take animal names and plant names.
We are really very simple people, but we think that all us, we can become artists and researchers. This is why we are here presenting you one of those researches that we carry on in Damanhur. We make many kinds of researches. Damanhur is an ecological community. Community for us is a spiritual commitment, because we believe that every human being can really, in her spiritual path if we don't respect the life in all its forms.
And here we are to show you, to share with you this experimentation. But before we want to make you listen to the music of plants, I mean, you might ask yourself, music of plants, is that true? Are plants really able to make music? And we say, yes. And we will hopefully be able to show you, because the plants are living beings. And sometimes they play with us, and sometimes maybe they listen, maybe they don't feel like, and they don't do. Before the plant was playing, so I hope now she's going to do the same thing. But before we want you to listen to the music of the plants, I want to explain you how this whole thing works. So here we have sensors. We have one sensor that is on the leaf and one sensor that is close to the roots. And this stimulus, which is this sensor, what do they measure? They measure the electric conductivity on the leaf, between the leaf and the roots. All this experimentation took their idea from feedback. I don't know whether you're familiar with the biofeedback. It was very, very popular in the 80s and in the 90s when you would relax yourself and you would learn how to relax yourself by making this device measuring the electric conductivity on your skin. And so we thought, why don't we use the same idea to enter in contact with the world of vegetables, with the world of plants? And it showed that it worked. So this detects actually the electric activity and the electric conductivity between the leaf and the root. And this electric stimulus goes into this device that transverts the electric stimulus into a MIDI stimulus. You know that the MIDI signal is the signal through which you can hear music. And so it goes into the sound generator, and the sound generator has many sounds inside. And so it's what you are going to hear now, and now is the music of the plant. The plant is choosing the notes.
You can see if I touch her, she reacts more.
Now, in here it is dark, and now for her, for the plant, it would be day, so that the plant is missing a little bit of sun. But maybe we can contribute to her well-being by giving her a little bit of water.
Plants has feelings, emotion as us. So they can really perceive and react in a very similar way as we do. So when we have a contact with the plants, imagine to start speaking with someone that you don't know. So you have to be really delicate. And maybe sometimes we are not used to think as plants as really intelligent beings, but they are. And through this research, we have really discover how much sensitive they are. And now, can you please just a little bit of, yes. Just to show you that it's really the plant that is singing and is not a record. I will take away the sensor, so you will hear the last note, the echo of the last note, but the sound will stop.
Now, actually, she will put on the leaf again. And sometimes it takes a little while before the device is able to detect the signal of the plant again. So maybe we don't hear music immediately again. And just to tell you some things how we arrived at playing music with plants, because we have made many different experiments before arriving at the idea to make music. So one of the experiments was very simple with a switch on, switch off system. And there was a plant that was put in the place, in the room of this owner. And the owner linked the plant to a device that could open and close the door. So like a security system. So the plant would open the door only to the owner. And then it would close the door behind him. But there was something very curious around this. Because the plant would always open the door when the owner came. But when the owner was angry or was not in a good mood, we don't know why. Whether the plant did not recognize the person, whether she did not like this kind of emotion, we don't know why. It's just, everything is just an interpretation. But for sure, open the door.
Another experimentation we did in the past, it was to put the plant in a cart with the possibility to drive through the same system of the biofeedback, to drive the cart in a different direction. And we discover that with this experimentation, we discover how much fast they can learn, because in few times the plant was able to go in the direction of the ray of sun, but very fast. So we don't know, we really don't know how it works. We are not scientists, and we cannot explain how is the intelligence of the plants, how it works, we don't know, but we are empiric researchers, and we love really to feel the sensitivity of the plants. So this is why this research is so meaningful for all us.
So, if you want to follow us in a meditation, just close your eyes for a moment and put yourself in a very comfortable position. And start to connect with this plant that is here. The plants are all connected amongst each other in the whole world, and they are able to transmit what they know, their experiences. This is why this plant is staying here, like for all plants, like an example for all plants. And this is why I would like to guide you through a meditation. When you think of a plant that is very, very close to your heart. Maybe a plant in your house, or a plant in your garden that you always take care of, or a plant that you have in your memory, maybe a tree that you planted when you were a child. Something that you really have a strong emotion with. Or if you don't have any of this, think of an ideal plant. And try to connect through this plant with your plant. We don't know yet where the nervous system of plants sits, because science was not able to find it. But we are sure they have something like a nervous system. So connect with your memory or with your plant at home and see whether maybe your plant would like to send you a message. A message just for you. Is there a message coming? I hope everybody got a message, and if not, maybe the next time, and if not, it's good anyway. But I really hope that you were able to contact your plant and the world of the plants through this plant. And I would now like to invite you to say goodbye, to greet the plant, just like namaste, and to give a thank you to the plant.
And now I would like to ask you to Macaco Tamerice, who is also a professional jazz singer, to play with the plants. And so you can, this plant today is really quiet. We have some tests in past days, and she was really brilliant, really very, but now her moment is more quiet, so we will see how she will react singing with her.
To see the interaction between a human musician and a plant musician. Can you give me more volume to the plant? So you see, sometimes the plant hits the same notes as the singer, and sometimes the singer goes behind the plant. Really a very deep experience.
And now we would like to invite you to come and sing with the plant, all the musicians, all the singer, all the people that would like to test, because this is important, an important experience that is for you. So if you really like, you could come and have this contact and really feel how much they answer to us, to our feelings. You are all invited to come. Don't be shy.
Esther, are you in the... Okay, please.
Yes, you can go close to the plant.
उद्भूत भीषण जलोदर भार भोगना सोच्यां दशामुपगताश्रित जीवताशा त्वत्पाद पंकज रजोमृत दिग्ध देहा मर्त्या भवन्ति मकर ध्वज तुल्य रूपा। आप बोलो मीनिंग बोलो। आप बोलो भाभी एक बार आप गाओ।
I don't know if you have noticed, but she was staying in only one note, because your voice was very full of sounds. So plants listen also, and when they really don't interact, they really take one note for a long time. This is.
So I'll repeat it.
Yeah, why not?
उद्भूत भीषण जलोदर भार भोगना शोचां दशा मुपगताश्रित जीवताशा त्वत्पाद पंकज रजामृतदिग्धदेहा मर्त्या भवन्ति मकरध्वज तुल्यरूपा This mantra is a cure for incurable disease, and I am working on cancer patient for past 7 years with this mantra, chanting in OT, and I have got amazing results with medical college and hospitals. Thank you.
So what do I do? How do I do
Gayatri
it?
mantra.
What do you want to do?
Gayatri mantra.
No, so should it be one note?
You
Or
can do what you want. No, you can do many notes. I did many notes before.
Okay.
You can do many notes. Do what you feel like.
do what I feel like?
Please.
And
Don't touch the plant too much.
Amy? Okay. What do you want to hear, plant? I don't know.
Thank you. Thank you. Just very shortly, okay?
सच्चिदानंद परब्रह्मा पुरुषोत्तम परमात्मा श्री भगवती समेत श्री भगवते नमः। This is I request everybody of you over here who has present for this world spirituality to at least chant this mantra once in a day or 7 times a day, so that you will get experience the God and you will get connected to the enlightenment state, right? Thank you.
Thank you all. So, this is the moment where we conclude this experiment. I hope it opened a new world for you, and it contributes to feeling really the whole world as one big world. Say goodbye to the plant, and I will switch it off, the volume. Okay. Okay. So So, a little bit difficult with switching around all the schedules. So, I'm now going to continue to talk about in one part that that is linked to Damanur. And as I said before, I will talk about personal transformation in a spiritual community. So our time ran very short because this workshop was supposed to be this morning and then it did not work out, so we wanted to give it lots of time to the workshop. So I will do a little bit quicker with my presentation. A few words. I used to be a jazz singer before I came to live in Damanur about 20 years ago. And I always measured my own spiritual evolution in how much I would feel free to be myself. I mean, really the level of feeling free to be myself. That was my measurement of my spiritual evolution. And so, when I got to know Damanur at a certain point, I saw that this became so much quicker. And I was not yet living in the community. And then one day I was touring in Japan and had lots of success. And I was just coming from a television show, and when I came home that night, I had a very strong inspiration. It came clear to me that in this life, I was not looking for success. I was looking for real things with real people, for a spiritual approach to life, for something that had real values. And so I decided to go and live in Damanur 20 years ago. But why is personal transformation so much linked to a spiritual community? Or let's say, why can you not avoid to have a personal transformation in a community? It's because if we start from the assumption, and in Damanur we start from the assumption that there is a divine spark inside, and that we are all part of a big force, and all included into a big force, like this one big energy that we are all part of. So this divine spark is a fractal of this big energy. And so also all the other people are fractals of this big energy. And they can reflect on us. They can reflect on us what we don't see of ourselves. So this is why we decided inside Damanur to live in community, because it winds up the processes in a very quick way. And so, for example, if there's something that people don't like about you, or that they like a lot about you, but you just don't see them, if there are 2 or 3 people who will tell you, then for sure you must give them some attention. So community just gives you the possibility to really go into a quick process. And how do we do that in Damanur? We do that in a way that, first of all, I want to give you a little concept of our concept of truth, which corresponds very much to what I've heard here, which is that truth is a crystal of millions of facets, and everybody holds one facet. So, together with other people, we are to see a bit more of this crystal of truth. But if we were really enlightened, we would go inside and see it from all sides and see all the facets contemporarily. But as I'm personally not yet, so I try to take all the facets with all the other people and see as much as I can from the facet of truth. And this idea leads to another idea, which is to say that there is no such a thing as reality existing. Reality is an illusion. There is a quasi-reality. There is an almost reality. So, I have my reality, which derives from, there's an event, and how I perceive the event depends on from my genetic, from where I grew up, from how I woke up that morning, from whether I ate or whether I'm hungry. There are many factors that play into it. Whether I just had a not so nice conversation with somebody. And if I have a fight with, let's say, with you, then of course I think that I'm right. But I must admit that you are right too. So the point, where is it? It is not to be right and wrong, to always stay into this duality. It's to go beyond, find a new paradigm, and look for the solution that works for the two of us. And that completely changes your your approach to life, that can completely change your approach to life. And then we have in the together, and so living together in big families from 15 to 25 people, there is a net created, a net that gives you positive feedback, sometimes not so positive, but usually positive feedback, because it's very important to say the nice things. It's important to say the nice things to the people because it's them who give them the fuel to go on. And then of course it's important to know what you have to work, to have some working points. It's important to know that. But to always point the finger only on the working points is something that make you feel small and not good. Instead, if you tell the people how good they are and what they can do, and you really encourage them, you empower them, then they can stand up and become a much stronger individual and go on their personal path of transformation. Another thing that we have, and I really have to wind up because I'm trying to put everything together very quickly, I'm sorry, but I hope I can still transmit you something of the things that we are doing. We have one tool that we call Macaco, which does not have a translation, but which is a tool where we go, for example, where we make a program every 3 months, because, you know, it's so easy to think I'm going on my path, I'm more evolved than 3 months ago. But it's important to have an instrument that helps you to see this. So one thing that we do is that we make programs, very, very clear programs, on what we want to change, what we want to work about in these 3 months, and how we want to do this practically. That can be, before I speak, I will breathe, I will count until 10, so that I don't just react, but that I will really think about what I'm saying. Or it can be, I go to the gym because my body needs some movement. It can be any kind of things, but it will be really a program that you work on, and that you take a person like a tutor for, that you choose as a person to refer to, and that you talk at least twice a month, and that you see at what point you are. So all this really gives you the possibility to go in a very quick way on the path of personal transformation. And spirituality for us means really spirituality 24 hours a day. So for me, it's not that I'm spiritual only when I pray, but it means that I'm spiritual whatever I do, that I put quality, that I put energy into what I do, and that I really give the attention, the due attention to what I'm doing and what I'm thinking as well. And with this, I leave the place to the next speeches.
Thank you so much, dear Macaco.